Rise and Love family, it is I, xInYaFaceDotCom, reporting to you live from whatever park this is. I can't remember the name of it, but we out here. Willamette Valley? Why am I like this? Okay, first of all, xInYaFace.com. So spell it out. Let me spell it one more time. xInYaFaceDotCom. You spell the whole thing out. Rise and Love family, it is I, xInYaFace.com, reporting to you live from some park somewhere in the Willamette Valley. That's where I'm at. That's where I reside. So, as you can see, it is a beautiful day. It's a fantastic day. And I see why people, talk up this fresh air stuff. For a shut in like myself, it's quite exhilarating and refreshing to be out here. So, I came to the park to go on a walk, but the park is a lot smaller than I thought it was. And my shoes that I have on, I just got on like some running shoes. If it's like muddier or wet or anything like that, I think the other end of the park is right there. Like I can see it from on that side, and I can, if I peek through the trees and stuff, I could probably see the other side of the park for right here. So it's just not very big. Um, but it is lovely because there's a bench right here. When I was walking over here, funny as shit. I'm walking over here and, there's a set of trees over there and I could hear voices and I was like, oh, it's probably some teenagers smoking some weed. And lo and behold, right, I'm walking and I hear one of them coughing, and then get past and smell a little fragrance. You dig me? So I was like, oh man, that is funny. That brings back some memories of when I was a youngster, um, you know, doing similar stuff. So, yeah, but it's just a beautiful day. I wanted to be outside. I am going to a Black History Month activity event at Chemeketa Community College in under an hour, but I wanted to just move around. I've been in the house a lot lately. I've been in the house um, a lot today, and the lately is just due to my finger, right? My finger that's not in my power splint or anything like that, but you could probably tell it's just not it's not at it's 100%. Um, I'm still in like recovery for it because I just I can't grip, right? I can't hold on to stuff, and that's a pretty important feature for my current job, and so yeah, yeah, been waiting, hoping, trying to work on it and stuff like that to see when I would be able to bounce back and get back to it. And that has not come. And so it's been a pretty, what is it, solo, a pretty quiet, isolated about 6 weeks. I think I'm like 6 or 7 weeks in now from my surgery. And I literally worked like the day right before it. So that was my last day working. So like 6 or 7 weeks ago. Um, yeah, man, it's been a bit of a challenge. I feel like in these last couple of years, I mean, especially with COVID, I I was coming back into being in this space where things were more normal or regular or back to regular routines and stuff like that. Um, but I just feel like I'm not, I'm still not in the groove. I still have not caught it. You dig what I'm saying? So like beforehand, I feel like I was out and about, moving and shaking. I was active, physically active, but also socially active and stuff like that. And so, um, since then, I just have not been able to catch it, my G. I think I had some moments where it was like, okay, I feel like I was in a pocket a little bit, and then it would, you know, I, it would go away or whatever, right? So man, it's been a trip to continue to have these spans of time where I feel like much of my time is to myself by myself. Um, and it's not that I'm uncomfortable with Alone time, I'm not at all. I really do appreciate solitude and having opportunities to think and to reflect and work on different stuff that I need to work on. And um, but after a certain point, shout out to that plane that's flying above. I don't know how well y'all can hear it, but at a certain point, it gets to feeling a bit lonely, and especially because I'm not in the groove in terms of my like social connection, right? In terms of community connection, and even as far as like consistent family connection, right? Um, yeah, since the end of last year, a little more distance between myself and my immediate family, my family of origin, and then also trying to navigate ebbs and flows within my uh, what I say, chosen family, my blended family, I guess. I don't know. Um, yeah, just trying to navigate that as well. So, like I said, it has felt a bit challenging because I remember the days of whether it was high school, um, going over to my buddy's house and just being over there for hours and hours on end, right? Like, and the older I got in high school and stuff like that, the more it was like, all right, well, as long as you're safe and all that sort of stuff, we were fine. So we were just ripping and running, doing stuff, going on adventures, walking all over the city and all that sort of stuff, taking trains and buses and all that. And then just kicking it, just hanging out. And so just spending hours or even days on end, just kicking it with somebody, with close friends and homies and stuff like that, to then be in this spot where it's like, oh, I'm just in the house a lot. You dig what I'm saying? It's tough. So the other thing, the other layer, the other dimension on top of that, because it's like, oh, go outside, go do more of this. The weather's been not great, right? Like rainy, funky, crappy. Yeah, I could go out and be at a coffee shop or something like that. I'm cheap. I don't like spending money. I don't want to go to a coffee shop and buy coffee and use their Wi-Fi and internet when I pay for Wi-Fi and internet and have coffee at home. Dig what I'm saying? I also am not going there to necessarily like meet people or talk to people. So if I'm going, it would be to like read or to maybe work on some stuff. But I would then go to that public place and then want like privacy and focus. So I would probably have um my noise canceling headphones in so that I can simulate being in an isolated space. So it's funny to then go somewhere to then simulate the experience that you would have in being in the isolation. So, but here's an idea. But the other layer that I was speaking to before I digressed is that before my digression is due to like other physical ailments, right? So, finger stuff happens. I'm already experiencing some cabin fever within the first couple weeks. So I come up with, because it's been months since I've been able to play basketball where this initially happened, and I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I came up with hit your 10, right? Hashtag hit your 10, bitch. No offense. I'm not calling you a bitch. If anything, the reps are the bitch. Whatever. Anyway, the hit your 10 was all about me like doing squats, doing exercises like lower body stuff that I couldn't necessarily do with my hand, or even ab stuff. And so I was doing squats. I was doing heavy squats, like not heavy squats as in like I got a squat rack, but like a bunch of squats. Um, I was trying to do different variations, all that sort of stuff. And then next thing I know, after a couple of weeks of doing that, I started getting a pain in my like lower right leg, like around my Achilles. And I'm like, all right, cool, couple days, maybe that'll go away. But it kind of stayed, and it was getting to be painful enough and problematic enough that I was like, all right, let me schedule a doctor's appointment. Go in, doctor says, Achilles tendinopathy. You need to stay off your feet. You need to rest. I'm like, dude, I'm already going crazy because I can't do nothing with my right hand. This was back when the cast was still on, or I still had the power glove, or power splint, whatever. But I was limited in the amount of stuff that I could do. So then, weeks into being limited that way and trying to find a different outlet, doctor's like, you got to chill. So now I'm in the house, isolated, not having a social interaction, feeling limited in what I can do physically. And I'm just like, man. So after a certain amount of time, it gets to feeling a bit, like I said, isolating, get to feeling a bit, you know, kooky. Um, and so I'm glad to have the opportunity to come out, be outside, have a beautiful day, have it feel warm enough where I can just be out here with my hoodie. Um, yeah, and just chill. So, um, helping me to stay sharp. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, keeping the sharpness. Ooh, ah, ah. So I mean, besides that, I'm chilling. I'm just enjoying the sun. Hanging out for a little bit longer before I go to this event, and I will catch y'all on the next one. All right, sa. Peace. xInYaFace.com. So spell it out. Let me spell it one more time. xInYaFaceDotCom. You spell the whole thing out.